All right, so today we're having a look at commission. Okay, so the learning intention is to solve problems involving commission. So commission is usually a percentage of the value of the goods sold. People such as real estate agents and salespersons are paid on a commission. So there are jobs out there, a lot of sales jobs, where you will get a retainer. So a retainer is you get your salary, for example, a small amount that you get each week, but it's a lot lower than what other professionals might be getting. And the reason is you have the opportunity to earn more money depending on how well you do your job, so how well you sell products. So, for example, if you work in a car yard and you sell cars, you might get a small amount of money per week, I don't know, $500-$600, which is your retainer, which means whether you sell no cars or 1,000 cars, you're going to get that amount. Okay, then they'll have a percentage. They might say 2% of everything that you sell. So if you sell 2 cars in the week, you might make a little bit more. If you sell 12 cars in the week, you're going to make a heap of money. Okay, why do you think employers might want their employees working on a commission rather than just a salary? What's the incentive? To work harder, yeah. So if I had a car yard, I would obviously want my workers pushing to sell as many cars as possible, okay? Because that's where I'm getting my profits. If I'm paying them whether they sell or whether they don't sell, why would they bother working harder? They don't care. They're just going to come to their shift, do their hours. If someone wants it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. But if you'll know yourself when you're buying something from someone who's working on a commission or has a target to meet, they're the people that will call you and say, hey, you came in on Saturday. How'd you go thinking about that car? Are you interested in getting it? Like, they'll push you more and more. Okay? So, it is an advantage. So, obviously, the advantage is that you can make more money. Okay? So, you've got the potential to make more money than your co-workers if you work harder. But you also do get a retainer. So, if you are unsuccessful one week, you're not walking home with no petrol, no food, and you can't pay your rent. Okay, the disadvantage is you don't have a steady income. So if you're working on a commission and you're smart, you would budget your life based on what your retainer is. Okay, then anything over that would be a bonus. And there is a lot of competition when you're at work. So if you're not a pushy person, if you're a quiet, reserved person, you probably wouldn't want to work on a retainer. If you're someone like Dory, for example, Dory would work well on a commission because he would nag and nag and nag until you bought the car. Okay, and he'd be getting his money. You know what I mean? Whereas someone maybe like Hannah, who's polite and patient and isn't annoying, she probably wouldn't be so good on a commission. She'd be better on a salary. Okay, so it works very much so with your personality. It's not for everybody. Okay, because when you walk into the car yard or whatever it is, all those workers are like flocking at you, trying to get your attention, trying to get you to buy something. Okay? All right. So commission is a percentage of the value of the goods sold. Okay, and obviously your employer will decide what that percentage is. So let's have a look at these 2 examples. It says Zoe sold a house for $650,000. Find the commission from the sale if her rate of commission was 1.25%. So 1.25% of that house is what she gets in her pocket for selling it. Okay, so how to find 1.25%? Either I can use my percentage button or change it to a decimal. So as a decimal, what am I looking at? 0.0125. Okay, remember you're moving that decimal place 2 jumps. And then times that by your 650,000, meaning she'll get $8,125 in her pocket for selling that house. Okay, which is pretty good. Imagine you're a really good real estate agent. In all fairness, you probably wouldn't sell a house that regularly. And depending on how the market is, and like at the moment, if you're a real estate agent with the whole corona thing happening, you're probably not making very much commission because people are very careful about how they're spending or can't afford to spend because they're losing jobs or may lose their jobs, etc. Okay? But that would be a nice thing in your pocket. Next one. An electrical goods salesperson is paid $570.50 a week plus 4% commission on all sales over $5,000 in a week. Find his earnings in a week in which his sales amounted to $6,800. So $570.50. I don't know what the 50 cents is for. That's his retainer. That's what he's getting regardless. Okay? He is expected that he will make $5,000 a week. Okay, so that's probably what his employer expects in a good week, about $5,000 worth of sales. And then he gets a bonus commission on anything over that $5,000. Anthony.
Do you get 4% from 6,800 or 1,800?
1,800. So sales over 5,000. So the first thing you're going to do is go 6,800 minus 5,000. So he's getting commission on $1,800 worth of sales. Okay. Then we need to find the 4% on $1,800. So 0.04 times 1,800, which gives me what? Someone? $72.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets $72 for commission, plus he gets the $570.50. So $570.50 plus $72. What does he get per week?
$642.50.
Perfect. Okay, so that's his retainer plus commission. Now, I can do that in one step. I'll write it in another colour in case you like to combine it. So if I wanted to do it in one step, I would have said $570.50, which is retainer, plus 0.04 times 1,800. And that would also have given me $642.50. Okay, so I would have just calculated the commission within it. Doesn't matter which way you do, same thing, but if you like to reduce the amount of steps. Okay, is that it? All right, done. Ooh.